Hello, just before we get into the video, I thought I'd show you a couple of my fursuits and past work as examples. So those are on screen now. And now let's actually get to the video. Hello, I'm CharrChan, a full-time fursuit maker from the UK. In this video, I'm going to tell you everything I can about my suits so you can make an informed decision on if I'm the right maker for you or not. The visuals in this video is a speed paint of a Meet the Artist, so you can get a little bit of an idea of who I am. Alright, moving on, let's talk about the business stuff. Before commissioning me, you must read and agree to my terms of service. The link is in the description. I've been making fursuits since 2019 and I started my business in 2020. I always make in-depth overview videos of my pre-mades and past commission work, so if you want to see the quality of my work, I highly suggest watching some of those videos. There's a link to the playlist in which all those videos are contained in the description. As with any handmade item, there may be small quote-unquote flaws with your suit, such as the odd visible stitch or a little bit of visible glue somewhere, but this is normal for any handmade item and most fursuits. Of course, I do try to keep the visible stitches and any visible glue to a minimum. Some parts will be hand sewn and other parts will be machine sewn. Please keep in mind that I am just one person, I work alone, so it's just me. I don't have any employees. Just me. When you receive an estimate or a quote from me, please be aware that it does not include postage costs. Postage costs and times will vary drastically from country to country. For your reference, I'm located in the UK. I can give postage quotes on request. And please be aware that international customers may be subject to import fees or customs charges, which are the responsibility of you, the customer. When filling out the customs form, or if you're in the UK, just the regular postage details, I always put the full value of the contents of the package on the labels. I never ever undercharge a parcel, because if it goes missing, you want to be able to claim for that full insurance, so I always send tracked, signed and fully insured. If you have any questions about my suits, be it materials or how they're constructed or anything else, please do ask. I'm always here to answer your questions. Moving on, let's talk a bit about my actual fursuits themselves. A very important thing to note is that I do not work with fur at all. Cannot stand working with it. Instead, I use cuddle fleece, a fabric commonly used to make blankets. You might even have some cuddle fleece in your home right now. It's really soft, usually made to make blankets or throws. Very nice. Oftentimes I will buy blankets with the right colour and texture of fabric for making fursuits. It's just how it works out sometimes. Sometimes you buy a length of cuddle fleece or sometimes you buy a blanket. It's all the same fabric, so you know. Anyway, I also use teddy fleece and mink style blankets, which is more of like a fur texture, but it's easier to work with for me than fur. Anyway, I do also use minky, the kind commonly used in plush toys, for some details such as the mouth lining, teeth, tongues and claws, for example. I will also work with other fabrics if needed, so if you want something specific on your fursuit, then please do come and ask me and I will talk with you about it, see how feasible it is. So yeah, I'm up for working with anything that's not fur. For the pupils of the eyes, you will have a choice of 2 mesh materials. Typically for completely black pupils, I use sunblocker mesh, the kind used for car windows, like you stick them with a suction cup to the window. They're like those little square things. Anyway, this offers excellent clear vision, but it does mean that people can see in if they get too close. But I do also offer cross-stitch mesh, which is a much more common material, and cross-stitch mesh can be painted. I tend to paint my eyes with acrylic paint and then seal it usually with Mr. Super Clear. but of course materials can vary depending on the project or what I have on hand and what I can order in at the time. I also offer custom coloured sclera, you know, the white part of the eye. The paint on the sclera will never ever chip or scratch as it's behind a clear layer of plastic and it is sealed. Last thing about eyes, I only make 2D flat eyes. Other than that, my suits are made with the usual materials: upholstery foam for the base, lined with lycra or other materials on request, plastic for the eye whites, and stiffened felt for the eyelashes, polyfill toy stuffing for things like the paws, tail, and teeth tend to be stuffed with polyfill as well, elastic belt loops on the tail, and other materials where needed. I can do 3D printed parts, but I do have to outsource the printing as I don't own a 3D printer myself. But I do sculpt things myself though. I will not work on a 3D printed base, I just really don't enjoy it at all, so I won't work on 3D printed bases. I can offer base commissions that you can print out yourself though, if you are interested. Alright, moving on. The final cost of your suit will be calculated based on a few factors, including things like how many colours are needed, and how much detail there is, and if there's anything like magnets and exchangeable tongues and whatever else you might have. Just things like that, for example. The way I construct your fursuit head will vary depending on your character's design, but we tend to go very in-depth into construction plans at the start and then also during as plans change, because plans do tend to change whilst we're working on it. But you'll always know what's happening with your fursuit. And last thing about the fursuits themselves, I only work in my own art style and own suit making style. I will not imitate another maker's style. Alright, moving on. You will receive frequent updates on your suit. If you don't hear from me for a couple of days, then I simply have nothing to update you on really. But you're always welcome to send me a message to check up on progress or ask any questions, etc. My work hours officially are 10 AM to 4 PM, Monday to Thursday. I will inform you if I'm ill and require a few days off, and notify you when work resumes. The time taken to complete your suit should be between 2 and 6 months, however there may be exceptions. The time taken to complete your suit will depend on your character's design and how complex it may be. If you have any questions or would like a quote or more information, please do email me at CharrChanContact@gmail.com. That email is on screen for you now as well. The last thing I have to say is that I do not offer fursuit kigurumi commissions or fursuit anime mask style commissions or regular anime style mask commissions. I just really do not enjoy working on that style of head as commission work. But there are plenty of great fursuit kigurumi makers out there, and I highly encourage you to go and find someone who makes the kind of suit that you are looking for. But if you're looking for a cartoony, foam-based head made with cuddle fleece, then I might be the maker for you, maybe, I hope. Alright, I think we've covered everything. So, one last time before I head off, if you have any questions whatsoever, please do email me at CharrChanContact@gmail.com. That's both on screen right now and in the description below. Also linked in the description below will be the link to the playlist in which I have all of my fursuit information videos, including this one, as well as my terms of service. There will also be links to my various social medias and my link tree, in which there are many fursuit related links contained in there. And that is everything that I think I had to say. So, thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to head off now because I do like to ramble. Bye!